Alright, here's the lab solution. I'm not going to guide you through all the steps again, because that would be too much detail. But as an example, I'm just going to add a new node. And this new node is my Ansible Tower machine. So I'm starting with etc hosts. And in etc hosts, I'm adding the IP address 192.168.29.190. I call it tower.example.com, and tower is the short name. Before continuing, it's a wise idea to do a ping on tower, and yay, I can see that it is available. Good. Let me get back to the lesson 1 directory, and in this directory, let me just copy an ansible.cfg. A generic Ansible CFG will do, so here we go. This is the parameters with privilege escalation and the host key checking set to false. I really think it's convenient if you have a working Ansible.cfg before you are doing anything else. So now we can proceed with the required steps. Before we can do anything, we need to get back to the inventory. And on the inventory, I am going to include tower, not as a part of a group, just as a part of tower. That will be good enough here. We can later talk about sense and nonsense in inventory groups anyway. Now I can use it using Ansible, an ad hoc command, tower. And what am I going to do? I am going to use -m user, -a, name is Ansible, and -u root. So I need to get in there as root. I also need to get in there with a SSH password, so -k. And here we go. And is this okay? And oh no, failed to connect to the host via SSH. Connect to host tower port connection 22, connection refused. What does that mean? That means that our tower machine is not working all right. So we need to check out the tower machine. So the tower machine is still waiting for its initial setup. And oh, it needs a username to be created. Okay, let's create a username, student, with a very secure password. This is one of the disadvantages of configuring a completely graphical environment. And apparently it did not get to a point yet where SSH was up and running. So let's verify what's going on. Sudo systemctl status sshd is showing us that SSH is up and running. Okay, final check, IPA, are we on the right IP address? The IP address is 191. Guess what? I think the IP address that we were using is wrong. So back to the control host. And let's set that to 191. Now we can try again using the same command. So here we go. Using it as a root user, that should be okay. And user Ansible is created. Right. Next step, that will be Ansible. Ansible to what? To tower, -m shell, -a, echo password, pass wd -- standard in on Ansible for -u root -k, and that should be doing it. Next we need to copy over the SSH identity. So SSH copy ID to tower. That allows us to verify the SSH password for the tower user as well. And now we can do Ansible, an ad hoc command, Ansible tower -m command -a id. And that is showing us what? Oh no, missing sudo password. Yeah, that's because privilege escalation is the default option here. So I need -k. Or even better, I need -u root. Do I? No, I need -u Ansible. We have an Ansible user at this time. And we do not have a privilege escalation thing. And oh, that is not working out all right. Why is that? Because I've not yet set up the privilege escalation. So before we are going to do our final test, let's set up the privilege escalation. In order to do so, I am going to use the tmp sudoers file that we created earlier, and I am using Ansible tower -u root -k. Because we have not set up anything for the root user for passwordless login. So we need -k. We don't need any privilege escalation. We do need -m copy and -a. Source is tmp sudoers and destination is etc sudoers.d-ansible. So that should do it, and that means that at this point we can use Ansible on tower -m command -a ls -l on /root. I like this ls -l on /root because that is testing really everything, and we see contents, and it means that the tower node at this point is correctly set up and we are ready with this lab. Let's move forward to the next lesson.